Alright, so the command line. Some people love it. I mean, they can sit and look at it all day, work with it, and enjoy the process at the same time, while others can't spend more than 5 minutes looking at it. They just feel so annoyed, restless, and uncomfortable. They simply hate it. Why is that? The people who are comfortable with the command line, were they born with this ability? They must have picked it up along the way somewhere, right? I myself had to go through this command line is yuck phase before I fell in love with it. Okay, but how did that transition happen? One thing I understood from looking at people who are comfortable with the command line is that they're not some sort of geniuses. They're just regular folk like us. What differentiates us from them is that they understood something that the rest of us didn't. They had their own Eureka moment and learned that one little secret, the secret ingredient, that made them get to a point where they said to themselves, why was I so scared of something so simple? This video is all about that secret ingredient, so that you can stop being so scared of the command line and start enjoying it instead, and wield its powers just like professionals. Alright, excited to get started? Let's get to it. Let's say you want to browse the internet. What you would normally do is you would find the browser icon and click on it to fire it up. You can do the same in the command line like this. And voila, the browser is ready. Wait, what just happened? Double clicking the browser icon gave the same instruction to our computer as typing the name of the app on the command line. So, here is our Eureka moment number one. Whatever we do on our computers, be it clicking stuff or scrolling stuff or typing stuff, everything boils down to an instruction or an order that we give to our computers. The computers can take these orders in two ways. The first way is through the graphical user interface, aka the GUI, which is just a fancy name for the way we use graphics like the home screen or icons to interact with our computers. The second way is through the command line interface, aka the CLI, which again is just a fancy name for the terminal app if you are using Mac or Linux, or the command prompt or PowerShell if you are on Windows. So here, when we typed in the name of the app, the computer understood that we wish to open Firefox and it did that for us. Now let's say you're in the mood for some YouTube. What you would normally do is open Firefox, click on the address bar, type in the URL youtube.com and press enter. And our browser will open YouTube for us. You can also do that by typing in just these two words on the terminal: Firefox, youtube.com. This command will launch the Firefox application and open youtube.com. Let's try to break it down into simple steps. In the first case, when we use the graphical user interface, aka the GUI, all those clicks can be broken down into three steps. Step 1, we opened the browser. Step 2, we filled in the address. Step 3, we pressed the enter key on our keyboard. The enter key here instructed Firefox, our browser, to open whatever address we typed into the address bar. In this case, youtube.com. We can also perform the same exact three steps in the command line using two words and the enter key. The first word, Firefox, instructed our computer to open up Firefox. The second word told Firefox to open up the URL youtube.com. On pressing enter, the command got executed and we reached YouTube. So again, here the first word points to the app that we wanted to open. The second word points to the option inside the app. In this case, the option being the entry in the address bar. So here is our Eureka moment number 2. Command line is just another way of giving orders to our computers, be it opening an app or interacting with one. If you're liking this video so far, be sure to hit that like button. Alright, back to the topic. Now that we understood that everything we type in the command line is just names of apps and options inside apps, you might be thinking, why do we even have the command line when we have a much more intuitive graphical interface to click around in? To understand that, we need to travel a bit back in time. Back in the 60s and 70s, when we had these big fat CRT monitors, the chips that powered our computers could barely handle printing text, let alone handle a nice fancy GUI. So all the apps in those days were completely text based, and all the interactions with those apps were done inside the terminal. So instead of a fancy calculator like this, you would do all your calculations on the command line like this. So there was a lot less clicking and a lot more typing in those days. Then, as technology improved, we started moving away towards GUIs so that computers don't seem so scary to regular folk, so that we can sell more computers. But not everything got transferred from the CLI to the GUIs. This is because adding functionality in the way of command line apps is way easier compared to designing a fancy GUI. Also, there is this peace that you will feel while working on the command line, which you won't feel when working with a GUI. Due to these reasons, the command line interface still survives to this day. But instead of being the only way to interact with the computer, it became the way the power users or professionals interact with the computer. Let's look at another example. In this case, this app is so old school that it doesn't even have any GUI. In Debian based Linux distros, you can install apps using this command apt install the app name. Here we just installed VLC media player on our PCs. Here apt or apt is the name of the app that manages software applications in our PC. You can think of it as the command line version of App Store or Play Store for Linux. Here is a simple mock-up of how this will work if the application apt or apt had a graphical user interface. So we open the app by clicking on its icon, and we enter the name of the application we wanted to install into a text field, and we press the install button. In other words, we used the install option inside apt and gave it the name VLC, and it went ahead, found the app for us, downloaded it and installed it for us. To summarize, the fancy commands that look like magic spells are just names of apps and options inside the apps. Instead of clicking through apps and options, we are typing stuff to tell our computers what to do. I hope by now the veil of fog has lifted and you feel more at home working with the command line. Alright, I will stop here. If you like this video and you wish to support us, hit that like button to let the YouTube algorithm know what's what. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. If you wish to watch one more video from our channel, you should see one appearing on the screen. If you're looking for some quiet reading time, Visit our website embeddedinventor.com for some interesting articles. I will see you in the next one. Bye.